Hi, my name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth, or I am Messengers of Truth, or however you want to put it, but my name is Angela Fagg, and today is Memorial Day. I did it again. I do not have my phone, and no, I do not know what the date is. So, Jimmy, can you get me the phone and a date?
May 26th.
4/14, May 26th. I'm going to have him show you on his phone if he can. What are you barking at, Earl? You're fine. You can't see it on there. Just move it. You have to do it before you open it up. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's what's today's date again?
4/14.
It's not the 14th.
Oh, May 26th.
Hold on a minute. I'll just go get my phone. I'll be right back.
It's May 26th, 4/14. I just fucking told you.
The time is 4/14, May 26th. Anyway, so I'm thinking about not even doing this stuff anymore. That's why I haven't come back on here. I think that there's no real point of me doing this anymore. I have a hard time. I don't know how to put the stuff together most of the time. I ask for help, or I try to make up different videos that could be made, and it's not going anywhere. There's nothing coming up about it. I haven't even sold one of my shirts. Not one. A couple of them had to be remade. I need a team is what it is. I need people that want to stand behind me. I read books to try to understand what I'm seeing, and then I have nobody to talk to about it. And that's just the way it is. I have things that happen here, as in like my chicken just died. Another dove died in my yard. I've sat here for 2 hours thinking of what I'm going to talk about, and what should I talk about? It's pointless. That's how I see it. I see it as being, it's pointless. I started with videos a couple of years ago. I didn't even know why I was going to do any videos. And something really bothered me. And I was listening to somebody, and they said, you know, a whole bunch of people should be doing videos and stuff. So there was this topic, and it was about men being in women's bathrooms and men in women's sports and just all this crazy shit that, first off, I never thought I was going to see in my life. And all I could think about at that moment was, what's going to happen in a few years? And shit, it's already happening now. It was happening years ago when we all learned about it. How men are just, you know, want to be in women's sports. They want to be in women's bathrooms. They want to be in women. Women can't have shit. Right? And I thought about the young boys and the young girls, you know, they're not even going to know what the sex is of the other person. They're not going to know. And what's going to happen when some of these people that aren't gay, and then they find out that the person that they've been having this relationship is a dude or is a girl, and they don't want to be with the same sex. And then are you going to call them gay? Because now they have feelings for somebody that they thought was the opposite sex. That was the whole point of me starting this. And I've tried. Last weekend, had a video up because I wanted to make it about how everybody was talking about how some fucking numbers with this stupid Comey bitch and 8647, which 86 is a restaurant fucking slang to begin with, which just tells you how much people don't really fucking know. Because in the restaurant business, which most of these people that are Antifa and everybody else, that's where they are working at, is in the restaurant businesses and shit. And when something runs out, it's 86. It's gone. It's done. It's no longer. And then they tried, all these people are coming out and they're like, oh, well, it's been 8,747, whatever, dude, days since 9/11. And that's not even true. It's not even true. I mean, did you not think to use motherfucking Google first? It tells you the shit. I had it all set up. That's what I was gonna do. Argument occurred. And I said, you know what? I don't even think I'm gonna fucking do this anymore. What's the point? Every time I go back and I watch the video, you know what it says to me? I'll have 4 thumbs up and 0 views. And then it'll go to 2 views, 0 views, 2 views, 1 view, 2 view. And then when you go to look at it again, it'll have 1 view with 4 thumbs up. What's the fuck's the point? There's no fucking point. You just want to, people just want to listen to people that are going to give them the fucking sunshine and shit. Well, guess what? The sunshine is leaving, bro. Okay? Everybody who you think to trust is not to be trusted. Most of them have made their deals already, you see. And then you're going to say, well, Angela, there's got to be some people out there. I know there are some people out there. It's just not the ones that you're watching regularly. Because I ask, how long? How long until I see those people? I see good stuff, but mostly I just see fucking horrible shit. People don't even know how to treat each other. You talk about racism. I never thought in my fucking life that I'd go to a store, a fucking Target, and stand in line and the little lady ringing up the shit won't even look me in my face because I'm white. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I'm always extra nice in those. I've never, something this fucking bad. And it's frustrating. But we're not allowed to say that, right? Because I'm white. I had some kind of motherfucking privilege growing up. Was it privilege when the cops were stopping by every day? Running all the tags in the fucking yard? Was it white privilege when I'd get fucking stopped going to the Circle K after 10 o'clock at night? I wasn't in school anymore. Fucking pig knew it. Was that my white privilege kicking in? Constantly being blamed for shit I didn't motherfucking do? I'll tell you the shit I did do. It must have been my white privilege, right? They're teaching these young ass kids this shit at school. I ain't got no kids. Okay? I ain't got no kids. I wasn't afforded that privilege. You act like it's a fucking dread. It's a motherfucking privilege to have those children. I've had enough. I did call Target. And I told the manager. And he calls no scene right then and there and no shit. I told the lady to have a very wonderful day. I still use my manners when I go out in public. That's something you should be teaching your fucking kids. But you don't. You put them in front of a fucking screen. Give them some video games. Let's dope them up on some fucking sugar. Everything's sugared. You don't want to give them vitamins. Let's fucking shoot them up with everything. You treat it like a dread. Like, oh God, I'm just gonna abort this one. I'm gonna go fuck my brains out and then I'm gonna go abort this one too. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You tell me I ain't got no fucking morals. Fuck. Let me use my AI to tell me if I can do it or not. Well, I don't know how to get across town, but I'll ask Google. They'll tell me. I don't need to learn nothing. I don't need to learn my area. Fuck manners. Let's just treat everybody like assholes. Let's shit all over each other some more. One person has a story and then it amplifies across the shit. Half of these people aren't even checking what the fuck they're saying. They contradict each other constantly. So I'll give you a story. Because I'm still pretty pissed off. I don't know if I'm pissed or if I'm hurt or if I'm just tired. So I lived in New Mexico for a little while, and that was the first time I ever went. I think I might have went to a Bible study when I was younger, but only one as an adult. I'm telling you this because these are the kind of things people need to be able to talk about, I guess. Or maybe I'm just telling you because fuck it, right? So this lady, she was an acquaintance in New Mexico. And she says, Angela, why don't you come over to Bible study? I'm like, I don't know. It's not my thing, dude. Not really into doctoring. I didn't say that to her, but. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just check it out. You know what I'm saying? So I go over there and she starts out and she says some things, and then she says, so we're going to go around and we're going to talk about this question. Have you ever used the Bible, a piece of paper in the Bible? Have you ever tore a piece of paper out to roll a joint? And what do you think about it? Do you think that is sacrilegious? And why do you think it's sacrilegious? And everybody went around and they said their thing, and everybody had a different story, if they would have done it or if they did do it or not. And it came to me and I was like, well, should I just say it? And she was like, yeah, Angela. I said, well, I thought that's what they put the extra pieces in the front and the back for. Yes, I have rolled joints out of Bible paper. You know, real Bibles are made out of hemp paper. And she asked me if I thought that was sacrilegious. And I told her no. I don't. I still don't to this day. Would I do it now? Nah. But I have. Does that make me a horrible person? No, it doesn't. Because I'm not. What makes a horrible person, you know? Well, it depends on how you look at it. Do you think that all these humans just have demons in them and that's why they're serial killers, or why gangs are the way that they are, or biker gangs, or you got the hood gangs, you got the biker gangs, you got the IRA, you got fucking the mafia, the Italian mafia, the Puerto Rican mafia, the fucking Colombians, the Cubans, the fucking everybody's got a gang, right? Aren't they? Those people will be MS-13. Let's not leave no one out because I don't know all of them. Were all gangs bad? How do we actually look at these different things? Or is it because of the choices that they're making while they're in those groups? Are they able to be forgiven? Should everybody be forgiven? With what's going on right now? Should we just hand out fucking amnesty to everybody? Hey, no, you narc on all your friends. And then we're just going to let you go free. Oh, it doesn't matter you've killed 100 of those children or beaten, raped all those men and women. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter you embezzled millions of dollars from every single working person in America. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Everybody get a free pass, right? That's not how I sees it, dude. It's not. I also don't believe that one group of men get to choose what I fucking believe. Oh. You think there was any women back then? In those rooms with those men while they were deciding how they were going to destroy all the people of Jesus and all the ones that were writing about it? The Crusades. Oh, that happened hundreds of years later. Or did they change the history again? You're not supposed to believe the Dead Scrolls because they don't know if they're real or not. Well, what about all the other books in the Bible? They're written by different people. Some of it, they don't even know who the author is. Most of it, they don't even know who the author is. But we're supposed to trust these pedophiles because that's what the fuck they are. And that's what they were. You still think that Jesus just came here to die on the cross for your sins. You couldn't even remember then the power that you had inside of you. You get these old men preaching up there, right? Three days he was beaten, raped, bruised, everything you could imagine. All the devious shit that these fucks are doing right now is what happened to Jesus. He had to die for those sins. You understand that, right? Did they not tell you that fucking part? Or could you not comprehend it in your motherfucking brain? Then after he went through all that, he died, right? He died. Died on the cross, supposedly, right? He died. Do you know what he did? He went down into hell, whatever you want to call it, okay, hell. He went down there, took the keys of death, took the fucking keys. Raged war down there, came back. But you don't want to remember everything. You just want to remember what that old man tells you, or the old dude, or some fucking lady up there acting like she knows shit. You've been inundated by the nanobots. You can't even tell the fucking difference. You're not supposed to talk to spirits. Did you even pick the book up of the books that they decided for you to learn? Do you know what it's like to have memories come back? You see, most people are going to cower it away. The tears roll up in my eyes because I'm so mad. And I know that at this moment, there's nothing that I can do about it. And that frustrates me. Because I know that it's happening over and 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 over again. Every second. Across the world. And then I think, wow. What does God feel like when he has to hear it all the time? What does it feel like? Because the small amount, it makes me cry. I get angry. And the person I was supposed to be able to talk to about it, you fucking killed her. You took things from me that you should have left the fuck alone. I'm not from Rome. I'm not gonna be with no Roman fucking dogs neither. I don't stand with unclean anything. Did you ever wonder why the acoustics have to sound the way that they do? Did you ever wonder why? All seed-bearing fruit and herbs were made to be used. If it has no seed and you cannot produce it on your own, you should not be using it. It is bad for you. Watermelon is not supposed to taste like cotton candy. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to be coming back on here ever again. I'm frustrated, and I have a lot of shit built up inside of me. You see, over the last few years, I picked a few people because I heard them talk. And I decided that I would email them and try to talk. And not anybody real famous or anything. Because I needed help. And I figured that they were more knowledgeable. Because I thought that maybe people that went to church their whole fucking life, they would know something, right? And you want to know why? I was asking for help. Because right before, I don't even know if I was ever going to talk about this to begin with, but right before COVID-19 happened, we had moved back down here. Maybe, I don't know, it was October. Or no, I'm sorry, it was August. We had moved back down here. And because of my grandmother and everything, and so Jimmy could get a better job, a better job making more money. So my grandma was 100 years old, and I lost guardianship of her. Maybe I'll find the other. I was on the news. I found out that my grandmother was evicted out of her memory care unit because her guardian wasn't paying her bills at her place. And how I found out is when Jimmy came for the interview, we came for the whole weekend. And after his interview that Friday, we were going over to her memory care unit, and she was gone. She wasn't dead. She was gone. And nobody would tell me where she was. But by the way, the courts are supposed to go. They're supposed to inform me. They didn't even tell me that she was in the hospital. So we moved down here. I would go and see her at the new place. They put her in government, state-run facility, which my grandma had a lot of money. There was no reason that she shouldn't have been out of money. Well, they treated her like real dirt in there. I watched the lady stick her fingers in her fucking food and shit. I called, in Florida, it's called DCF, Department of Children and Family. I had called them several times. Well, the nurse at the facility made a mistake that night, and she called me instead of the guardian. My grandmother was dying. So we went down there, and I stood over her, and I prayed and everything, and she woke up. I'm not saying that I did it, but she woke up and it seemed like she was being drugged. So the nurse said she'd take care of everything, and I didn't know what to do. I should have had her taken to the hospital, but she was okay. So I left and I came home. You know, it was in the middle of the night when all this is going on. So the next day, my brother and I were going to go up there, but we decided not to. And we had a friend that we were going to bring some cigarettes to him at work. I was giving somebody a place to live. I'm making this long and drawn out because you need to understand what I'm about to tell you. Some fucking weird shit. And my life hasn't been right since then. So we go over to this place in Matt Lachey. It's a restaurant. My friend's working there. We let him stay with us, and he was sleeping on the couch. And he had just started working there, and my brother and I knew he didn't have any cigarettes, so my brother wanted to bring him some cigarettes, because that's what you do for a friend, especially when you're trying to help him out. So we go up there, and my brother goes over towards the kitchen part, and I'm sitting there, so I order me a shot and a beer, and a Washington apple shot. And I take my shot, and I'm sitting there. I don't even know this lady's name. She just comes out of nowhere. I mean, she was standing right there, but to me, you know, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just sitting in the seat by myself. I'm not whatever. And she comes over to me and she says, "Do you know Cassie?" And I said, "Yeah, I know Cassie." And then all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing. And it's Cassie calling in at the same time this lady is asking me this. And I'm like, "Oh, isn't that something? That's a little strange, you know. He's calling in right now." So I pick it up and I'm like, "Hey." And he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Angela? Can I talk to this lady?" Or whatever, right? And I'm like, yeah. It went something like that, okay? I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever it is. It's fucking weird, you know? How does that happen? That's a coincidence." There's no coincidences. So I'm like, "Okay, dude, have a good night. That's weird, you know? You do know everybody, huh, dude?" We get off the phone, and she's like, "Can I talk to you?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, you can talk to me, you know? I mean, Cassie's your friend, this and that." She starts talking to me, and she says, you know, she's telling me some things I don't. So I said, "Is this going to be something that I'm going to need a cigarette for? Because in bars and restaurants, you can't smoke in Florida. Am I going to need to go outside to the smoking section so I can get me a cigarette in?" And she's like, "Probably." I'm like, "Well, this is fucking weird, right?" So I go out there with her, and I'm like, "All right, well, what's going on? I mean, how do you know my friend Cassie? This is weird, you know? I walk into this bar. We weren't even planning on, this wasn't even planned, you know? And this is just like, oh." And like, "How do you know my friend?" And she tells me, "We've known each other a long time," or what. I don't remember most of our conversation because I'm still so freaked out about it 5 years later. She looks me right in my fucking face and she says, "Angela, you're going to be bigger than Jesus." I said, "What are you talking about? Nobody can do what Jesus does. That's Jesus, dude." I said, "Let me tell you, I haven't even ever read the Bible before. You know, just little sections you learn, but I don't, why would you say that to somebody?" And then she tells me, "Well, you can't say anything for the next couple of years." And I said, "Well, why would you even say that to me to begin with?" I said, "Well, what are you talking about? I can't say nothing to nobody?" She goes, "Well, you could tell somebody right now." I said, "Well, I'm going to tell my brother. No matter what you say, it's going to happen. And I'm going to tell a few other people. You know, you don't just walk up to someone, because this is a weird situation. You don't just go saying that shit to people." So I'm like, "I got to tell somebody." And she's like, "Well, who are you going to tell?" I said, "That lady right there that's walking out of the bar." So I grabbed the lady and I said, "Hey, my name's Angela Fagg. This lady right here, she just told me some crazy news. And she said, this is what she said. I said, I don't know if she's just a little crazy or whatever, but she just said, I'm going to be bigger than Jesus. And she said, well, shit. And I said, I know, right? What the fuck? And she goes, well, let me remember you. She kind of looked at me. She says, all right. I said, well, just remember my face. You never know. She might be right. I haven't seen that lady since. I've been to that because it's a restaurant. They got great chicken parmesan. I haven't seen her since. The hurricane came through, so she told me she worked at the fudge shop. This is just in case anybody wants to help me find her. She said she worked at the fudge shop down there in Matlacha. It's gone. Because of the hurricane. Or it moved. I even asked her, what am I supposed to do with this? Should I read the Bible? I've never read it before. I guess I should read it. So I read it. Went and got baptized again. Yeah, you heard me say it. Again. I mean, how many times do you have to get baptized? I was baptized as a child a couple of times. People I grew up with never would believe that. My grandparents are Jewish. Still don't understand what they're talking about. So I found some people that weren't real popular or anything, and I figured they would know something. Nothing. I've looked through books. I found The Rude Awakening. I've read so many of Jonathan Cahn's books. I read all these different shit and nothing's helping me. Some of you are going to say, well, pray, Angela. Do that too. All I do is feel pain most of the time. So I inundate myself with other things. Keep my mind off of it, you know? There's no reason why anybody should feel that much shit. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, I stopped drinking. So now I just feel all of it. So I have days where I just sit in my house. I cry off and on. I yell, I scream. And then the question that comes up is that why God says the earth cries out? You know, like, does he really hear all the blood hitting the earth? What does God eat? He's got to eat, right? We eat. He's got to eat. Like if he came to the house, what would I make him for dinner? Do other people think like that? Or do you just tune out so you don't have to feel all of it? I know about real Satanists. I beat one up once. And then I didn't know a couple of them were Satanists. Doesn't matter. No one gives a fuck anyways. But that's been the story of my life, people not giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But see, it's not just me that goes through that. And I understand that. I understand the pain of all the kids out there that don't have their daddy or their mommy around. I understand that. I understand the different things. Because I've been through them. Maybe this will make me feel better. Maybe not. Was going to try to start interviewing people, but what's the point? Half the time can't even get my fucking words out right. They're killing everything. And it's just years that you have to go through it, you see. And then after that, it'll be okay. But we're all just supposed to sit here and be okay with this shit. I've made so many phone calls. It don't matter anymore, dude. But you know what? No matter how much I look and I see that it just doesn't matter to people, I know that one day that people will be, little babies will be born again. They won't be born in hospitals. They won't be born and hurt where you can poke them and put all your fucking drugs inside of them and destroy their little baby minds. So when they get older, they don't understand. There's only so much longer you get to keep the connection away. Because everything that you've done to make women not have children, to make men sterile, to rape the babies, everything that you have done, the killing of the frogs, it's all coming to come on you. And you won't get away with the things that you've done. Real justice is coming. Real justice is coming. I will see it in my lifetime. That I know. But what I also know is it's going to be hard. And it's going to be rough. And that's what makes you human, you know? Makes you human to give a shit about other people that fucking don't care about nothing else. That see nothing but themselves. I know that there's people out there that really do love other people. That genuinely do shit just because to do it. Not because they feel bad about something. Oh, I'm your friend because I feel bad. Bitch, you were never my motherfucking friend. Friends don't talk shit about you behind your back. They say it to your face. They say it to your face. They talk to you about you to your face. You got a problem, they come to you. They don't go to 100 other motherfuckers. That's what real people do. People that aren't going to be fake. They don't got time to be spreading all the motherfucking rumors and shit. And fucking speaking sideways out their fucking neck. Because there are real people out there. There are real people out there. And listen to what this lady says. And I'll tell you again why I play it. Because my mother had a nanny. And my grandmother was mean as shit to her when she was a baby. And that lady, she showed my mom kindness. She showed her what real fucking love is. So she was able to show us. Some people don't even know what real love is.
You was kind. You is smart. You is important. You is smart. You is kind. You is important. That's so good.